me again, Leila Hassan, intuitive energy healer and soul alignment coach. I wanted to come on and share something with you all that I'm going through right now. As part of my spiritual journey, I am going to be coming on here sharing what's going on for me. So, part of my journey, I felt like in order to be able to understand the things that are coming up for me, especially when I'm dealing with relationships, with my husband or with my colleagues and friends, whenever we're interacting, these things that show up and you wonder, why am I reacting this way? That's something that's in your subconscious mind, the beliefs that are stored there. If we are reacting and we're feeling angry and frustrated, sometimes it's not about the occurring event right now, but it is our reaction, and the feelings are mainly, maybe we're recreating, or those feelings that are in our subconscious mind is telling us that, okay, this is bad, this has happened before, so it's really reacting from the past rather than the present. So for me, I connected with my inner child, and I thought that is really, really important for everyone. For me, it was necessary because there were some things that I wanted to transmute. I didn't really love myself as much. I really, I cared a lot about other people, and I was taking care of them, my family, my friends, my husband, and always just making it about others, always. So I ended up becoming the caregiver. I ended up becoming, it's as if I put a lot of importance on another person, as if I didn't matter. So, it's beautiful to be helpful to another and help them and support them, and it's such a beautiful thing to do. But if you're disservicing yourself and you're taking away from yourself and you're giving from an empty cup, and not looking after yourself, not loving yourself enough, and you're doing that, then that is really not the right way of doing it, So I was doing a lot of those things, and I wanted to really find out, where is this coming from, where is the root, because I felt like I was obligated. An obligation, this comes from tradition where I grew up. Growing up as a young girl, we are always taught we're groomed from when we were little to take care of our family, of our uncles, of our elders, being the good girl, and if you don't do that, if you don't cook, clean, if you don't take care of your elders, the fear was that you're going to be cursed and you're going to have bad life. Basically, you're not going to be, you're going against religion, you're going against tradition, because I grew up as Muslim, and obviously I'm African as well as Somali, so the culture is quite very, very controlling in the sense, it's a culture. It's basically, it's one way, it's the way we've been shown since my mom was shown that by her mother, and her mother, my grandmother was shown that by her own mother. So it's coming from centuries of ancient culture of adapting to what was right back in the days, right? And that's passed on. We are carrying that on our shoulders, thinking that, okay, if I deviate from this, I'm definitely not going to be loved, I'm not going to be the good girl, I'm going to be seen as the bad girl, and I'm going to be I'm going to definitely be not be respected or loved, or even I won't have a good life, because there was the fear of God is going to punish you. There was the fear of you're not going to be loved by your family, So growing up with all that, I really, it was embedded in my inner child. It was a belief that was set from when I was little, and I grew up carrying those beliefs and acting according to those beliefs. Can you imagine? And I'm sure for those who can relate, who've had a similar, who are in the same culture or communities or have had similar background, can definitely relate. So I had to tap into my inner child, connect with her, and really hear what she had to say. And I will say it's quite the most powerful connection when you finally connect to your inner child, because mine was deserted, felt she wasn't heard, she wasn't given any attention. Her self-expression and voice was shut, from when she was little. So for the first time when I connected to her, the first thing she said was, "Why now? Why not earlier?" And I really felt that. That was quite emotional for me. And I feel it even in this moment, to be the truth, because the inner child feels abandoned. The inner child feels abandoned. Everything that happened in the past, the inner child believes it to be true. And yes, a lot of the things that happen contribute to the person we've become today. I'm the person I am because of that. But it's also those same things that, if you knew when you were little that, it wasn't needed, in the sense, yes, the things that we go through make us who we are, and we have to go through pain in order to be able to see the light, so there's that duality that exists in life. It is what we are here to experience, after all, as souls. And I understand that. I'm not, this is not victimhood sharing, definitely not, far from that. I have a clear understanding, but what I'm saying is we need to acknowledge the inner child. We need to acknowledge that little child and the events that happened, which felt true. So those emotions are true, for the little child, and you're still connected to that. I mean, they may be playing out now in your adulthood, and that's what I found out. I didn't feel like I was worthy. I didn't feel I was good enough. I didn't love myself. I made it everything about another person, so I connected with her. I gave her the space to be heard, and she spoke, and she connected, and she was joyful and loving and kind, but at the beginning she was sad, and she wanted me to acknowledge what happened to her. There was physical abuse, there was sexual abuse, which was painful from a young child. Not easy at all. So I had to acknowledge that. I really had to acknowledge that, and I did. I acknowledged that, and I felt that I needed to, and I gave it time. I actually had a support from a coach, Katie Phillips, who's amazing. She's a self-love coach, and she really helped me connect with my inner child, and it was really, she held space for me. So we do need each other. We need another to help us, especially when we're doing this for the first time. And it is going to be tough, challenging. It is challenging at the beginning, and it is painful, but you've got to make the decision that you're doing this for yourself. And it is necessary. It is necessary, because when you do connect and acknowledge that inner child, and you give, you end up to really truly start healing, and letting go and surrendering. But before you get to that, there is that forgiveness which needs to take place, and then the accepting. The inner child needs to accept and love you again, to feel like they're being heard and protected and loved, and without that inner child, you wouldn't be where you are today. So acknowledging that you are a part of, and together you are all one. Yes. So it's bringing appreciation, surrender to it all, and then through that you can truly connect to your heart. It opens you up. You end up loving yourself. When you're doing the inner child work, the most important thing is also to do mirror work. If you haven't done that for the first time, it is going to be challenging, in the sense you're seeing yourself for the first time and acknowledging yourself, because sometimes we run away from ourselves, and we tend to busy ourselves taking care of another person, because we don't really want to take the time to go inward, because it is painful. the healing is painful. But once you make a decision, it is the path to loving yourself, to taking care of yourself, to filling your cup. So I will say it is really, really, really important to doing this. And it is when I did that, I was able to connect to my soul, and I was able to love myself and care more for myself. You know, I started doing the things that I loved, like yoga, meditation, take time for myself, walk in nature, you know, and really truly spend time with myself alone, you know, and that's a dedication to yourself. So it's really coming back to yourself, and you get to have, you know, the awareness increases. You get more clear on things, and yes, it is painful. You get to emotionally release and let go. So it is a process. Sit with it, get the safe space, find someone who can support you with this, your family, your sister, your brother, or your, you know, your best friend, or a coach who can support you in this journey. So just wanted to share that today. And I can say that, you know, my heart is opening more, and I am coming back home to myself, loving myself more each day, you know, and I think it's really, really important doing that. So I hope this resonated, and that you can take something from this sharing. It has been the best journey so far, and the best decision going inward and connecting with myself and spending time with myself, to giving until today, you know, every time I connect with my inner child in the morning, and I just want to ask her, what are you going to do, you know, how do you feel, and you become best friends. You know, it's just really acknowledging those parts of yourself that you find is ugly or bad because you don't want to go through that because of something that happened to you. You know, it's really allowing that and acknowledging that, and knowing that it was horrible, yes, but you're fine now. You know, everything here in the now moment can be healed, and you can bring an understanding to that part of you, acknowledging, understanding, loving that part of you, because it is all a part of you. It is all one. It is you, dear one. Sending love to each and everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing this and subscribing to my channel. Truly appreciate you. I wish you ease for your journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I will be more than happy to get back to you. And please, if you want, the things that have helped me in my journey is really energy healing, finding a coach. You know, you need a safe space, somebody you resonate with. Also, you know, community, you know, where you can feel safe and connect, and like-minded people, you know, on Facebook groups. You find those free Facebook groups. If you're going through a spiritual journey, if you're going through a self-discovery journey, find those groups and connect and work on yourself, and go out in nature, you know, dance, listen to music, really connect with the joy that you are, you know, in your heart. And you know, find time, to give yourself time to just pause and do nothing sometimes, you know, because life every day is one day after another, it's non-stop, but you gotta stop and make the decision to face inward and work on yourself and give time to yourself, you know. Sending you love. Goodbye for now.